We are VOICEVOX characters. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Wakamatsu Akashi. I do the voices of Jay and the men in the harbor.
I'm Chibashiki G. I seem to do a lot of non-human voices.
Hello, I am a Chinese rabbit. I do
the voice of Sonya and
the voice of the mug, clock, and others.
I am Zundamon, popular in Japan. I play Laurel and Miller.
Hi, I'm number 7. Wow, I have so many characters.
I'm Kigashima Soren. As a voice actor, for the sake of mental unification, I'll take on this form.
And I'm Kotoyomi Nia. I'm going to do the narration. 1 point before we start. First, please imagine what kind of vehicle air move is that appears in the story. Then, let's begin. Chapter 1, Memory of the Soul, Episode 1. The town built on the rock wall. In the ocean, a young man, Jay, is alone on a fishing boat, sailing at high speed across the ocean. Behind him, several air moves are flying in from behind. When the air moves surrounded the fishing boat and attacked it with electromagnetic waves, Jay's body was lifted and thrown into the sea. Jay falls into the sea and sinks, struggling to stay afloat, entangled in a fishing net. Air move gathers at the spot where Jay fell and waits for him to surface, but he doesn't. The commander frowns and speaks.
What's going on?
At that moment, the surface of the sea suddenly rises, and a large bubble of smoke appears. It was an undersea volcano. When the bubble burst with a loud noise, a white plume of smoke rose, and the fishing boat was engulfed in fire and exploded. The commander shouted,
Get out of here!
The helicopter and air move leave the scene in a hurry and flee. It is one night, an island far from the underwater volcano. Laru sits on a high cliff. This boy always comes to this place to stare at the sea when he feels sad because his mother is angry with him. Today, a big moon is reflected on the surface of the sea. At one moment, Laru could see a board glimmering in the moonlight.
Was that a person?
Laru thought so, even though she could not see well. Laru rushes to the harbor to call for help. Several days later, after Jay was rescued by the portman, Laru went to the hospital room every day. A few days later, Jay woke up in his hospital room and saw Laru in front of him. This was how Jay and Laru met. Laru continued to visit the hospital room every day after that. Laru was amused to listen to Jay's stories. When Jay found out that the island was safe, he told him everything. Stories of how he had lived among orphans by stealing, how he was caught and sent to the front lines of war, stealing the king's treasure and escaping in a fishing boat. All are exciting adventure stories for Laru. But that's not all. When he is confronted with Jay, who has such a harsh past, he feels that his own sadness is insignificant. Jay has become Laru's emotional support. 1 year later, this large island is surrounded by cliffs. In one corner of it is a mysterious town called Kudalpani. This city is a vast rock wall fitted with numerous doors and windows. Kudalpani is a harmony of advanced technology and nature, where many people live according to their heart's content. There was Laru's home. When Laru returns from outside, he hides and watches his mother. His mother May is apparently frustrated. On a hot day like today, he had forgotten his mother's advice to go out with the windows open. May, sensing Laru's presence, turns around, slams the shovel on the ground, and yells,
How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm sorry.
May throws a bag.
I don't want to see your face. Now get out of here.
Yes, Mom.
LaRue replies and runs away. May looks back angrily, but when she sees Pamela behind the front door, she immediately turns kind.
He's a really slovenly brother.
May is always kind to Pamela. Just then, May gets a call about a job, and she has to rush to the other side of the island to deliver it. May squatted down and patted Pamela's head.
I'm sorry. I'm only going to be gone for an hour.
May rushed out of the house. After seeing her off, Pamela was left alone in the house. Pamela thought to herself,
This doesn't happen often.
And started running toward the harbor. The seafront of Kudalpani is a harbor. Large boats are moored alongside the quay, which rises out of the sea, and the rock wall directly above it is lined with warehouse holes. In these warehouses, Sonya checks the foodstuffs coming into the island.
This quality is bad. I would not want it on the island.
Sonya, 70 years old, is the master of the port and warehouse. Next to her, her assistant Emmy is looking at the data from the food analyzer. Then a man from the port comes in.
Sonya, a lovely customer has come.
Sonya goes to the diner and finds Pamela standing alone, and she wonders why May is not there.
Oh, dear. Are you alone?
Pamela speaks nothing, but Sonya could tell by the way she looked that Pamela was feeling. LaRue had had the same problem a year earlier.
What's the matter? You mean LaRue and your mother, right?
Pamela speaks in a quiet voice.
I want you to help LaRue.
It was something that had been bothering Sonya for a long time. Sonya sighed.
I've been thinking about it for a long time, too. I want the old May back.
Sonya spoke, remembering the old days.
When LaRue was born, May was very happy. She was unable to bear a child. The doctors had given up on her.
Pamela looked surprised.
You didn't know, did you? It was a miracle that LaRue was born. That's why May loved LaRue more than anyone else. She was a very kind. But after your father was lost at sea, May changed. That was right around the time you were born. May closed her mind, quit her job, and stopped talking to me. Did you know that your mother's shop used to be a stone painting store?
Pamela did not know. Sonya continued.
Stone painting is an art that May has been doing since she was a child. She speaks that when she quietly connects her heart with the stones, the brush moves spontaneously. She had a beautiful white studio in the garden.
Sonya remembers May looking at the stones in her studio with the wind blowing in the breeze.
But you know, stone painting is a delicate business. I guess May, whose mind was so disturbed, couldn't do it anymore. After that, the studio was boarded up and became LaRue's room. The gentle, kind May from the stone painting days, that's your real mother.
My real mother.
She must have been in a lot of pain. I wish I could see her sitting in that white studio again.
Neither Sonya nor Pamela could say anything. After a while of silence, Pamela looked at the clock. Sonya sensed this and said softly,
I'll go to the store later.
Episode 1 is over. Thank you. Number 7 and China Rabbit. See you later.
Goodbye.
Well, Pamela, the younger sister who is worried about her brother being bullied by their mother, was able to confide in Sonya her worries that she could not tell anyone. In the second episode, the door to a past life appears in front of her brother LaRue.
Hi.
From episode 2, this Shikoku methane will oversee announcements. Please subscribe to our channel to hear the rest of the story.